Welcome to the interview show. This is Scott Wood, your host. I'm sitting with two guys from Oregon who are in a band called, and I'm not sure how to pronounce this one, so I'll ask you guys to weigh in.
Wampire.
Okay, so you say it the normal way.
Yeah, some people say Wampire, but that's offensive.
So each of us are drinking a beer that you guys took over the border. I would love it if one of you guys could tell me about what we're drinking.
This is Budweiser Select. It's their Select line of beers. They were half off at the gas station. They were $3.50 a six-pack, so we had to stock up.
All right, so let's do a cheers. Cheers.
Hello, my name is Rocky Tinder. I play in the band Wampire, and you're listening to The Interview Show with Scott Wood.
Hi, my name is Eric Phipps. I'm from Wampire, and you're listening... Sorry, I fucked that up, didn't I?
To The Interview Show with Scott Wood.
Right, okay.
Scott
Wood's good. Hi, my name is Eric. I am from the band Wampire. You're listening to The Interview Show with Scott Wood.
Thanks, guys.
Nobody thought or nobody got what Johnny thought.
Hey, my name is Rocky Tinder. I'm from the band Wampire, and you are listening to the interview show with Scott Wood.
Welcome to the interview show. This is Scott Wood, your host. You just heard Hearse, that's by Wampire, off their record Curiosity. I'm sitting here in the tour van with the guys right now. I would love it if one of you could talk about this track.
The Hearse is kind of just inspired by the Misfits, and all their songs about death and killing people. So I wanted to do that a while back, and now that we're Wampire, we're getting classified as a horror band. All of a sudden, you'll probably hear a little bit more of that from us.
And yet, you guys say this is the best track to introduce yourself or to introduce a fan to your band.
I have never said that. Not true. No, it's a good introduction to Wampire because it's it's fun. It shows one side of us, and there's many. We're a big buffet of a band with many choices and flavors to suit your entire family.
Okay, so the band name Wampire, it's got an interesting story behind it. I'd love it if you guys could tell me that story.
That's Eric's story.
Yeah, okay, so, maybe 7 years ago I was living in Germany for a period of time and had a lot of friends there who would like to talk about vampires a lot because they were goths, and they ended up always mispronouncing the name to be Wampire, and I just decided it was a cool name for a band, even though it was just like a sort of a happenstance that they were mispronouncing the word. But I liked just the ring of Wampire, so I thought it would be cool to name a band Wampire. We kind of stewed on the idea for a while, and then decided to just name the band Wampire after a couple months of playing music.
Kind of when we were thinking about it, it was just like the goofiest, most like when we would run a couple names by, that was the one that everybody was like, "Oh, that's a terrible idea. You should definitely name your band that." Like in just like the funniest way. Like we're like, "All right, that's kind of funny. I like that."
It's one of those names that lends itself very easily to puns. So what's the best/worst pun you've heard using the name?
I don't know. They're all kind of disappointing when people start bringing out the Wampire puns.
I don't know about puns, but we do call our Ford Windstar van that we travel around, we call it the Wamp Star.
I don't know. Whenever people think it's a reference to Wham, the band, that's pretty cool.
Funny. Yeah.
I'm fine with that one.
All right, so you guys are from Oregon, Portland, Oregon, to be specific. Is living in Portland, Oregon the artist utopia that everybody hears about?
No, I feel like a while back it was. When we started the band, it was during this house show scene, so you could, see bands of all sorts of like levels playing in a basement because it was such a popular thing that a lot of the bigger bands would still want to come and play shitty house shows. So at that point, it seemed like there was a lot more going on as far as people starting and experimenting with things because they could just start a band to play one show for one night. It's still a really creative town, and it's like definitely on like the musical circuit. So, but yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't say it's any more creative than the other stops like LA or Austin or something.
I would just say that it's the more of like the relaxed lifestyle and cheap living situations. It's getting more expensive now, obviously, but that's why it attracts like more artists, and why we ended up, as Oregon boys, like moving to Portland. It was easy. It's close by,
Is the scene as tight-knit as everybody hears?
Yeah. There's actually like a strange thing to the Portland scene that it's like it's such a fabric that everybody's woven into.
So I have to ask then. I'm going to pick a band that I think is the least like you guys. Can you tell me the last time that you ran into Beth Ditto from The Gossip?
I run into Nathan every once in a while, but I haven't met Beth. Nathan hangs out a lot. But when he's in town. But yeah, I haven't met Beth. Did you hear the story about her getting arrested the other day?
I did.
It's pretty funny.
Gossip about the gossip?
Yeah. Damn. She got wasted and was yelling Obama in the middle of Mississippi Avenue and got arrested.
So speaking of, what's the hot gossip about Wampire in Oregon?
Oh, is there? I don't know. We've been gone for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Anybody's gonna.
We've been gone too long to know.
Yeah, if we're gonna be gossiping, it's while we're gone, I guess.
So you guys don't have a big meltdown story outside a club?
No, that's Foxygen. No, we've definitely had a couple like big fights on this tour, but for the most part, I feel like we're surprisingly like organized, which was really surprising once we left for this tour. We're kind of a well-oiled machine, or have been as far as like getting places on time and people not like disappearing or falling asleep in a bush or something.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Eric. I'm with the band Wampire, and you're listening to the interview show with Scott Wood.
Who's Scott Wood? Scott Wood's me.
Hey, my name is Rocky Tinder. I'm from the band Wampire, and you are listening to the interview show with Scott Wood.
Welcome back to the interview show. This is Scott Wood, your host. You just heard Trains. That's off Wampire's record Curiosity. I'm in the tour van with Wampire right now. I would love it if one of you guys could talk about that one.
So Trains is just like, you know, our sort of like antithesis to soul music, I guess. Sort of like trying to make some new rock vibes out of a long-standing like love of soul that I've had.
Yeah, a good story about Trains is, you know, when we were working on the demo, at the time I lived with a buddy of mine, Jordan Kinley, and he from downstairs heard the song and kind of shot upstairs and, you know, was insisting that we call the song Pregnant because, you know, guys were going to get chicks pregnant to it, and that it was, you know, so sexy. And from there that kind of stuck, you know, we felt kind of reassured. And then once we recorded it and kind of slowed it down and put even more sex into it, now it's just kind of like, yeah, it's pretty sexy. There will definitely be some sex head to that song.
The song is probably gonna make some babies.
Okay, so Rocky, Eric, you guys met when you were in childhood music school type band camp type situation. I was hoping that you guys could talk about what the other guy was like as a kid.
So Rocky, the first time we hung out, he came over to my house and
I'll tell this story.
never mind, bad story.
Other story.
Okay.
Can you tell it in one sentence?
No, I don't think he wants me to tell. It's you know, very juvenile, very very funny. Anyway,
Okay.
won't be on the record. So yeah, Rocky as a kid was like very like hilarious. I don't know, we just started hanging out and like cruising around on our bikes and just having like, you know, weird funny like sunny day adventures, like cruising around town. And that's kind of where our friendship began. And then we've been best friends for like a long time since. And then we started naturally playing music together since like 15 maybe, just kind of like, you know.
We were even younger. It's
Yeah,
like middle
maybe.
school when we were like, maybe it was 15. It was, you know, 13, 14, 15, somewhere in that area. We both learned guitar and started playing punk songs.
Well, what did we like learn?
I guess at that time we were like doing like MXPX covers and stuff.
Yeah.
So I read that you guys were once in a party band and played a lot of party houses, but then stopped doing that because you wanted to find a different sound for what you're doing now.
So yeah, I think originally when Wampire first started, it was in Portland in about like 2007, 2000. Does that sound right?
I think so, yeah. I think it was 2007.
And my friend, my friend Gabby asked us if we could play a party. I think it was like her birthday or something like that. And she was like, I just kind of want some party music. I don't know. She didn't know any bands, but she just wanted somebody to play some music. And I was like, I think we can cover that. Like, we'll just write some songs real quick. And we spent maybe like a week or two just like writing some quick songs. And that's kind of where it started. It was never really like, we never played club music. We never played like super electro, but it was always like had an electronic element. But I mean, really, we just wanted to like rip guitars and like, you know, listen to some like rad drum beats. And then we ended up replacing the drum machine with a drummer and loving it. And then it kind of just went through a genesis of like working on more stuff and like listening to more psychedelic music. And
Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, once we had the realization that we didn't want to watch bands playing along to an iPod anymore, that it was our turn to weed it out and do something more rockin'.
let's craft some like a little bit creepier songs. Also just like, you know, like Rocky said, like fun songs, things that are like good to, you know, fun to listen to, but like, you know, it's easy. It's kind of like easy listening. You put it on, you lay back on your couch, like smoke a joint or something, you know. Hi, my name is Eric. I'm with the band Wampire, and you're listening to the interview show with Scott Wood. Whoa.
Hey, my name is Rocky Tinder. I'm from the band Wampire, and you are listening to the interview show with Scott Wood.
Welcome back to the interview show. This is Scott Wood, your host. You just heard Das Modell. That's a Kraftwerk cover by Wampire. Guys, Kraftwerk, seminal, legendary band. I would love it if you could talk about why you decided to cover this track.
A long time ago, it was 2008 or so. I'd just been listening to the song in English for maybe a week straight because I just fell in love with Kraftwerk, and I just decided I wanted to mess around with a cover, and so I sequenced it out when we were still kind of an electronic band. Sequenced it out, tried to do it pretty much straight, exactly like they did it, and then just kind of experimented with some different soundscapes and ended up, shredding the synth line on the guitar and then singing it in German, and we just fell in love with it. So that's kind of where it came from.
Cool. So Wampire, you guys are on tour right now, and you have the opening slot on tour. So that means you're going on at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. That can sometimes be a humbling experience. So I was hoping you guys could talk about what opening the show has taught you about performance.
It's been, really good on this one because nobody has heard our album yet. So it's just interesting, to be playing to sober people that haven't heard any of it at all. So it's just been interesting. It's cool to see what works and what doesn't work, but ultimately, when you're first and people are just standing there trying to figure out, it's hard to read much of anything. So yeah, humbling is a good word for it.
I like playing early because we can just basically play, get all our stuff off stage, and then either leave or hang out. Most of the time we hang out and we'll support the other bands, obviously. Play early, you're playing for people who aren't that drunk yet, so they're not gonna, any comment that they do make is gonna be sincere. It's nice to just get a solid sort of feedback on what is going on with our set, and I feel on our first national tour that's pretty important to get a real response from the audience and know what you're doing is what you aimed to do.
I've read that locally Wampire are pretty well known for stripping down to their underwear on stage. Can people look forward to that when seeing you on tour?
No, that was back in the iPod era, there was a song that we had that was just kind of a fun beat, and this is, once we had added a drummer, so it was just the drummer and the iPod, and Eric and I would dance around and sing just one day thought it would be funny to take all our clothes off for the song and just try to make people laugh and freak them out a little bit. And it went over really well, so we kept doing it for a while, but now it's just a curse. Mm-hmm. Everybody still asks us about it, or little write-ups here or there we'll mention it, and it kind of sucks. We're just trying to play some songs.
I'm just trying to get you guys to describe your special underwear that you wear when you do that kind of thing.
Just some, tidy whities or something, just whatever.
Man thongs. G-strings.
So you guys are admitting to owning these things?
Yes, I wear exclusively thongs.
Wampire, guys, thank you very much for taking some time out and doing this interview with me. At the end of the show, I love the band to pick one of their tracks and talk a bit about it as I bring up the music.
So Spirit Forest is a song about a graveyard in Portland that I love. It's a pioneer cemetery, and it's about just an ethereal experience I had, and I was just laying on the cemetery floor and having a great time, and yeah, that's kind of what the song is trying to capture.
Awesome. So we're going to listen to Spirit Forest by Wampire off their record Curiosity. Guys, thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you. It was our pleasure.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Rocky Tinder. I play in the band Wampire, and you're listening to the interview show with Scott Wood.
Hi, my name is Eric Phipps. I'm from Wampire, and you're listening... Sorry, I fucked that up, didn't I?
To the interview show with Scott Wood.
Okay.